Hi, and welcome to another episode of D-LinkTV Q&A. I'm Mike, and I'm here with George.
Hello.
And we're going to answer your questions on the air. Today we're going to do a little bit something a little different. We're going to go back to talking about some terminology stuff about our 3G routers. So, but we are still taking questions, so if you have one, point your browser to www.dlinktv.com and fill out the little web form, and we'll fill it out. But we felt the need today to
fill it out, or we'll fill it out.
Or you fill it out, and we'll answer the questions. But today we wanted to discuss the DIR 450, and its other one is the 451, because this is a cool product, so we wanted to talk about it a little bit.
There you go. Yeah, the DIR 450 and 451, we call them 3G mobile routers. Basically, it's a lot like your normal home wireless router you're used to. It's got 4 10100 ports in the back. It's got the wireless port. This is wireless G at this stage. But instead of the port that goes to your modem is basically just a card. And so you buy the service from somebody like Sprint or Verizon, or if you're in Canada, there's Rogers and a bunch of other folks doing it. And depending on the card you would get either the 450, which does the EVDO, or the 451, which does the alphabet soup, UMTS/HSDPA.
Easy
look
to
at the
say.
website, and you'll find
yeah,
all
look
about
at the website.
And so the product supports a wide range of cards. Again, they're all listed on the website. We happen to have one from Sprint that we've been using quite a bit. It works really nicely. And it just plugs in. It's designed to go on your laptop, or it can plug directly into the router. Once you plug it into your router, you've now got internet access just as if you were plugged into DSL or cable modem.
Now, this router is a little bit bigger than a regular router. That's because it has to have the space for putting this card inside.
Right.
So it's the kind of guts that you need inside of your laptop to get it set up.
But as far as setting up the router, you'll be very familiar with it because it's got the usual 10100 ports. It's got the stateful packet inspection firewall. It's got port forwarding.
So it has all of the standard features that, say, our DIR 655 would have, but it doesn't have a WAN port in it. You'll notice that you can't connect it to a cable or DSL modem. It uses, a satellite feed or cellular for this.
Right. So moving on to the market.
Who would use a DIR 450 like this?
Right. It's kind of a crossover product. It's initially targeted at business users, sort of the small office, home office types, or small medium business. But there's also a lot of consumers that are quite interested in it.
Right.
And so it can be thought of as an alternative to cable or DSL modem.
Any place where you couldn't get a standard DSL or cable connection would be a good place for this.
Right. And so as long as you've got your 3G data plan, then this product would work for you. And that's similar to our other routers, is that we don't provide the cable service, we don't provide the DSL service. Here we don't provide the 3G service.
Right.
We provide a tool that lets you use it more efficiently,
right,
make it easier for you to use.
So some of the good places that you could use the mobile router, let's say on like a job site that's just getting started up, you don't normally have power or...
Right. So say you've got a company that's architects or engineers that are helping to set up job sites and things. You want to be able to get out there and don't have to deal with just the blueprints. Maybe you want to be able to check updates and things.
Right.
With a product like this, you can power it up with an inverter in your truck, even if you don't even have power on the site yet. With the inverter, you've got an AC outlet, and that's all you need is AC outlet. And
close enough for a cell tower. You'd need a cell signal.
Right. So obviously, if you're completely out in the boonies, that's not really
right. So one of the things that we found, because we use these at like a trade show, where we'll go in to a trade show early before it's going to, there's nothing on the floor. It's just a big cement warehouse pretty much. But they haven't done the internet drops yet.
Right.
But, as a marketing department, we need to still, keep working. And so we use one of these, to give ourselves internet access.
Right, because there's always going to be times when you want to be able to send an email to somebody. Cell phones are great, but you can only describe so much over the phone. And sometimes it's like, boy, I wish I could just see the file.
Right.
And that kind of thing really helps. There's
Absolutely.
also, like, say you're a consultant or an auditor, that kind of thing, where you want to be able to bring your access into your client's facilities without using their network.
Right.
And so by bringing this in, it's small enough that it fits nicely into a briefcase, and you've got yourself a secure wireless network with internet access anywhere you want to go.
Right. So and the reason why we have the antenna here is we were talking about the job site thing.
Right.
If you had this, say, plugged into an inverter in your truck, and you got your signal coming in through the EVDO card, you could take your laptop around and use a 802.11g, because this is a wireless router as well. You could use an 802.11g card in your laptop and then walk around the job site by using, you know, an antenna. This one's actually magnetized. You could stick it to the roof of the truck and have, you know, internet wherever on the job site.
And also things like, say you're setting up for a convention or a concert or something like that where there's a lot of area to cover. It's not like you're going to have 100 people using this, but you may not want to have to stay within a tight, narrow range.
Right.
And so this way you can have a couple people sharing the thing, but they can be spread out over a decent area with a booster antenna. So.
Right, and this has all of the same wireless encryption, you know, capabilities.
WPA too.
So always, turn on your encryption, and then you're secure as well.
And then as far as the consumer users, we've seen a lot of interest from people that have RVs or that have second homes. Rather than paying for, you pay your cable modem, you pay your DSL, whatever it is at your normal, your home, but then when you're on the road, you're stuck. Either you're paying for Wi-Fi access at various hotspots, or you're completely cut off, you're going to internet cafes, that kind of thing.
Yeah, my friend's dad had satellite dish on the top of his RV, and he'd get extreme speeds download, but if he wanted to upload something, he wanted to send an email to somebody, he'd have to wait until he got to the RV park, and then connect to a regular dial-up connection. So you can come down, but you can't go up.
And so these do actually work while driving along on the freeway. We've actually tried them driving out to Vegas for interop.
Yeah, not while you're driving. The passengers were using it.
The passenger was using it, indeed.
Yes.
But it shows you the flexibility, that the coverage has gotten really good with the major carriers, at least in the U.S., and you've probably seen dozens of commercials. They're really pushing the service hard.
Right. The data plans have come way down. They used to be really exorbitant. We had products a few years back, and those went away because, the data plans were so expensive. But now that all of the major ISPs are, pumping it. Yeah, they're actually competing. You should be able to get a pretty good rate on your service.
So take a look at it. It's the DIR 450 is the one we happen to have here. The 451 looks just like it, but it supports a different family of cards. And on the website, it lists the specific cards and the providers that
So just find out what protocol, right, your ISP, your local ISP is going to use, and then get the corresponding router.
And you'll have internet access wherever you go.
Absolutely. Okay, well, that is the DIR 450 and the DIR 451. Once again, if you have any questions, go ahead and point your browser to www.dlinktv.com and fill out the little web form, and we'll get your questions answered here.
Thank you for watching.
Have a good one.